Uh-oh, do you guys remember Kathy Wakili from Real Housewives of New Jersey? Well, she's claiming that Melissa Gorga manipulated the timeline of their lunch reunion. So if you remember, back in July of last year, Melissa went on Jeff Lewis's podcast and spoke about Kathy Wakili. According to Melissa, Kathy and her husband Rich had bought a lot and were building a house on a property across the street from Melissa and Joe's new property in Franklin Lakes. Melissa told Jeff that she fantasized about her husband Joe running into his cousin and reconciling, which is when Jeff Lewis suggested that Melissa be the one to build that bridge, to which she responded, "I'm gonna do it." Well, Kathy sat with Page Six and told them she found it really strange about the comments Melissa made on Jeff Lewis because they spoke ahead of Jeff Lewis's interview with Melissa. Kathy said, quote, "We had run into each other prior to her being on Jeff Lewis and doing that interview." According to Kathy, she and her husband Rich sit on a board of a local charity which hosted an event that both the Gorgas attended. According to Kathy, she didn't see Melissa or Joe, but they did see her and didn't say hello. Kathy said, "The next day, Melissa texted me, which was very nice. She reached out and said how sad it was that we were at the same event and we walked by each other and didn't say hello." To which Kathy thought, "Shame on Joe if he saw me and didn't come up to me." Melissa also added in her text to Kathy, "I think that there's things we should talk about. Would you be open?" To which Kathy told Page Six she agreed to talk to Melissa. So Kathy said, "We met for lunch and then she went on Jeff Lewis and acted like, 'Oh, that's a good idea, Jeff,' when we had already had our lunch." According to Kathy, Melissa was making it seem like it was Jeff's idea to meet up, but they had already met and cleared the air. Kathy also said it was a fine encounter, but she doesn't think it went as Melissa would have liked it to go. It did note that there wasn't anything harsh said. She just reminded Melissa of the things that went down. When Kathy was asked whether she thought that part of Melissa's motivation for mending things was for a storyline, Kathy said, "I think that could have been a really good part of it. Could have been like potential storyline, but I'm not a storyline. I am my own life." And in regards to the lot purchase and house building that Melissa says they bought a home across the street from them, well, according to Kathy, they had already lived in that neighborhood for a decade. So technically, Melissa and Joe moved into their neighborhood. Now, Page Six did reach out to Melissa's rep for a comment, and Melissa's rep said Kathy asked Melissa to please not tell anyone about the lunch and asked her not to mention it on her podcast or in the press. Melissa honored Kathy's wishes and never said it happened. What do y'all think? Are you Team Kathy, Team Melissa? Would you like to see Kathy back on Real Housewives of New Jersey? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.